two that were in there that weren't finalists? Was that you overriding the jury about what's suitable for screen?
Well, let's say I wanted to have a screening that could somehow reflect all the spectrum of works we have. And most of the finalists were CGI made. And French Daniel didn't make it.
Right.
It wasn't the finalist,
No,
but I think it was quite refreshing to have it included in the selection.
I was wondering, where's
Nöel? Yeah, I just wondered how many films, do you know how many filmmakers made films for the festival and how many
About 40% of them.
made them for the festival?
How many were submitted?
94 were submitted, 52 took part in the official competition. Oh, sorry.
Do you happen to know what software the guy used on the last piece that you showed?
He used processing After Effects, a software he himself developed, but he wouldn't give any details on it, so I cannot be more specific than that. Sorry about that.
What was the typical software people used? Was there like an average kind of thing?
I think Flash is probably the most popular of them all. But,
Really?
Yeah. There were all kinds of. There were lots of works made using Maximum SP, because many VJs and the kind of live visual artists applied for the festival, so Max as well. The technique was completely free, so you could use anything you could grasp your hands on. And actually we got a film made entirely on toilet paper with a Chinese ink on toilet paper. Many people think it should be a finalist. I don't know.
So the festival was one big thing you did.
Yeah.
So you get this idea, I want to have this festival, and you write it all up and you produce it and you raise money for it, and they go, oh yeah, that's a pretty good
That's
idea.
right.
You get the money, you go, okay, now we can do it, and you do it, and they say, good job, everybody's happy.
Exactly.
Were there any pieces that drove you completely crazy? You were afraid to show them to the audience?
Are there some that
Yes.
I'll tell you one anecdote. I love this one.
Okay.
Alato Muramurata is, I must say, one of my favorites, definitely. And you remember the piece, right? It's the one very noisy and very intense. When that piece ended in Madrid, the screen was twice as big as this one, more or less, and the room was completely dark. And a guy was seated right where you are sitting now. And as soon as that film stopped, the guy just jumped up from his seat and screamed, "Ah!" And everybody would jump, this crazy guy just. Besides, the ending is so abrupt that suddenly to hear this guy screaming was very and as soon as he started, he realized he was standing, and he started applauding, and everybody would applaud.
I'll start with Nöel actually for this one. Why the subgenre, or we'll call it a subgenre of animation for lack of a better way of defining it. But what about it for you makes it a viable genre of film to group together and look at just as that with those aesthetic limitations?
Okay, to be completely honest, we didn't think it was viable in the first place. I mean, Anna and I came with the idea of Punto Raya, and we asked ourselves, okay, the idea is really cool, but who would buy it? And who would make films for it? I mean, dots and lines? Can you really hold a festival on dots and lines? And actually many people came to Madrid, well, not many, but I know of one who came to Madrid just to complain about the idea of, and he was having a quick cigarette because there were only 10 minutes between each screening, and he would say, look, I gotta tell you something, I'm gonna leave in a minute, so I'll be quick. I came here because when I read about the festival in the newspaper, I thought it was the most stupid idea I've ever heard in my life. When he started seeing the films, he was so, into it that he said, well, chapeau, I mean, this was great. I wasn't expecting this, and I have to tell you, you did a wonderful job, keep up, and I'm leaving because I don't want to miss any of it. And he stayed until 1 o'clock in the morning, the live sessions and everything you could see him about it. Dots and lines in his pupils were that, dilated. So evidently it's viable, it's a new genre maybe, why not? Inside visual music and abstract animation, and we're completely amazed as you are of the results. We weren't expecting this. We receive all kinds of opinions. You would surely get someone who would, come out and tell you, keep your day job, this is terrible.
I feel like we're so predominated by films where the visuals dominate so much, and that sound's always this afterthought that happens musically. Usually it works really well, but I think in a case like this where you're creating such intense limitation for the visuals, it really does allow the music to kind of be considered on the same level. Like it does seem like it can't overpower, but at least there's a chance where they can actually both be just as important.
What would you suggest, for instance? What kind of limitation for the soundtrack?
I don't know if you should really create any limitation, but I think it would be. Yeah, I think it's dangerous to even start, because any one limitation you're going to take is going to sort of offset the entire.
There seems to be two styles. One extreme is the oscilloscope piece, which is the waveform is the piece. And you're visualizing the waveform. And there's the other one, which I noticed, for instance, with the 5 panels, the vertical panels, where it's very subjective, where you introduce color based on what the person is feeling about the particular piece. So I don't know, maybe 2 categories. If you're like best of subjective, best of objective.
Well, anyway, you're all more than welcome to submit your material. Just remember, keep it simple, dots, lines, and the results. No longer than 9 minutes. Any techniques, welcome, and we'll see about the soundtrack. We hope we can make a decision about that. If you have a very clear point regarding the soundtrack, I would really appreciate it if you could just write to me and tell me, I got it, this is what you gotta do.
Well, this is a variation. This time make it squares, circles, and triangles.
So what kind of events did they, is it that you're doing before the festival?
Are you recording this?
What kind of events did you do before the festival?
Don't do that, please. I get embarrassed.